They came out of the swamp. They tried to take down the president. The deep state and the Democrat rats must have made a suicide pact.
What up, what up? What up, everybody? It's your boy Holy Joe Rock and Roll, back on the scene with some politics. Let's talk about Super Tuesday. You know, up until now, I wasn't that interested because on the Dem side, complete cluster F, and on the Republican side, we know Trump is going to win, right? I mean, he's getting record numbers in the turnouts in the primary when there's really nobody running against him. Am I hearing an echo? Hello? But anyhow, now Super Tuesday we got Fudge Pete dropped out, Amy the Jew Klogovich dropped out, and everybody's supporting Joe Biden against Bernie Sanders, Jew, who can't win no matter what. He can't win. No one's going to elect a Jew. Bloomberg, he spent, what, $400 million? Another Jew? He's not going to win. America's not going to elect a Jewish president, even though we know that the power behind the hand is mostly small hats. And don't take that from me. Read their primary sources where they claim that they control all these things. Hollywood, politics, porn industry, media. You get the picture. So let's look at Super Tuesday, the results. What do we got? So as you can see, Bloomberg, it didn't win anything. I mean, I guess when you got $60 billion, you don't really give a rat's ass. You could, spend $1 billion. Who cares? It's like spending $1 out of 60. You got $60, you spend $1, right? Bloomberg didn't win anything. It's just between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. Sanders won California. No surprise there. But that was the biggest thing that Sanders won. But Biden won pretty much everything else, with the exception of like Utah, Vermont. No big deal. But if you look at the total results, this coming from Politico, Sanders has 322, Biden has 399. And it doesn't look like Sanders can win outright at this point. So nobody has to steal it from him. Bloomberg has what? Bloomberg has 42. Oh, Bloomberg has 44 delegates. Warren has 42. And Gabbard has 1. And still 536 yet to be awarded. So, I mean, this technically could go either way if Biden and Sanders are neck and neck. But you see Biden pulling ahead. I mean, the guy is truly incompetent. The guy truly is mentally showing signs of Alzheimer's and dementia, memory loss, all kinds of issues. Oh, yeah, you can see this as Super Tuesday. Just kind of get an idea of the overwhelming win of Biden. I mean, compared to Bernie, Biden seems, I don't want to say reasonable, but obviously Biden is just a get-along, go-along, corrupt Democrat. And because he's mentally incompetent, the party could control him. So that's what that's all about. On the Republican side, as you could expect, Trump wins everything. Everything, right? Because there's nobody who can oppose him. Donald J. Trump has been a really successful president. The results speak for themselves. The fact that he's not corrupt, the fact that he doesn't care about the money, because he's already rich. And that's what you need, somebody who's already rich, who doesn't really have an agenda except to look out for the American people. And you see the results. And two things I want to mention. Look how fast Brexit happened when you got a new, prime minister? Right? It's spit out the black pill, because there's no fate but what we make. Look how fast Brexit happened. Couple of weeks, when meanwhile Theresa May, who was against Brexit, milked it out and tried to run out the clock for, 2-3 years? Same thing with Trump. Look at how shitty things were under Obama for 8 years. And look how fast things turned around with Trump. Just always remember that. No fate but what we make. And spit out the black pill. Because anything can change on a dime. So think about that and remember that. And your vote does count. Especially when you got two candidates that are like night and day. Just always remember that. Sometimes, you're choosing the lesser of two evils. But in this case, you can see a guy who's really trying to improve the lives of Americans, who truly is putting America first. Forget about the Israel shit. I know some of us had to spit out the nonsense of Trump supporting Netanyahu. Moving the capital to Jerusalem doesn't cost us anything, right? Declaring the Golan Heights as being under Israel control doesn't cost us anything. Although it is wrong under international law, it didn't cost us anything, right? And it maybe ingratiated Trump to Netanyahu for whatever reason. Okay? It didn't cost us anything. It's wrong. And I don't think any other country has accepted the Golan Heights as being part of Israel, Greater Israel. But we know why. It's not a military issue where Israel claims that they need to hold the heights because it's the high ground. It's because they discovered oil and natural gas there in 2015. And these big companies are in there, and the government's involved, and they want that oil and natural gas. I understand that. But it's not, in 2010, Israel and Syria had secret talks about land for peace, just like they did with Egypt. Give back the land, give back the Golan Heights, and Syria would make peace with Israel, just like they gave back the Sinai Peninsula and other parts of Egypt that Israel had won in battle, gave them back to Egypt and made peace with Egypt. Right? That peace is held for, over 30, 40 years? Something like that. So then in 2011, everything collapsed because Israel refused to proceed. Anyhow, I digress. But the results look really promising. You got to get out and vote. November 3rd, 2020 is when it's happening. If you're out of the country, go sign up to get your absentee ballot. They do count. They do make sense. Vote early if you can, when it's time, to we can get another 4 years of DJ Trump, baby. Because you could see a rapid decline. I know we're going to see a rapid decline if Trump is not reelected. I mean, I think instinctively you can see that when Trump's gone, Pence may or may not be a good president if he decides to run. Probably he will run, but that's in the future. That's still years away. We don't have to worry about that right now. But you see how things turn around so quickly, right? Just good policies, good economic policies, a pro-America attitude certainly changed everything around. Okay, the stock market booming. Oh, this whole so-called Hunan virus. Now they renamed it COVID-19. It's just a common cold, maybe with some genetic engineering to make it worse. I don't know if we'll ever find out what really happened there, but the point is, get out and vote. Super Tuesday. Looks like Biden is going to take the lead. Looks like Biden may legitimately win the nomination, but again, who cares? He's senile. Oh man, I can't wait for the debates. How are they going to pump this guy up, Biden? How are they going to pump him up? Now, part of me thinks Biden is faking it, right? He's faking, but how could you fake senility? It's hard to fake it, right? But imagine that Biden is realizing that he and his son are going to go down for corruption. So if he fakes that he's a senile old man, maybe he won't get indicted, he won't get convicted, right? Or if he gets convicted, they'll go easy on him because he's an old man. They'll give him, house arrest or something like that. That's another part of me thinking about what Biden might be doing, is faking it. So we'll see what happens, everybody. But get out there and vote, no matter where you are. Some recent elections, okay, even in Israel, they re-elected Netanyahu. That's conservative right wing. In Slovenia, the right got more power. In Greece, the Greece government is right wing power. I mean, look, this trend. People have spit out the libtards. They're spitting out globalization. And you can kind of sense it. People are waking up to what has been happening to their countries, where the libtard, not even just libtard, but the oligarchs have been selling them out, mainly to China for cheap labor. And who benefited from this? The employees didn't benefit. The consumers benefited somewhat. I mean, there's somewhat of cheaper prices on certain things. But if you lose your job, who cares if a plastic swimming pool from China only costs $70 instead of $300? You can't afford it anyhow, right? Better that you make that swimming pool here and, pay $100. So, I digress, baby. But the results look good. Biden is looking like he may win it legit. And Trump, of course, will be the Republican nominee. And I can't wait for the debates, man. It's gonna be badass, right? All right, people. Well, listen, support this channel if you can by going to holyjoe.bandcamp.com, buy some music, or just hit that subscribe button, share this, and I'm gonna try to continue to do updates as the election continues, as I did in 2016. Now that we kind of have a little bit more of a clearer path, or at least a clearer field of candidates. Bloomberg's not going anywhere. Warren's going to drop out. Mark my words. It's all over. All right, people. Make it happen for the captain, because you're the captain.
You can run, but you cannot hide. 'Cause we're coming for you now. Deep state implosion overdrive.